almost on a daily basis, I come across at least one piece of content that not only disturbs me, that not only has me feeling what the hell happened to us, what is wrong with these people, but also has me saying, enough is enough. We're sick and tired of y'all. We're getting rid of y'all. It's one of them. This video that we're about to get into right now, I wish I didn't have to report on this. I wish this did not exist for me to even showcase, but I believe that this is necessary. This reality being demonstrated to us is necessary in order for us to finally say, I'm washing my hands of this culture completely. I want nothing to do with it. I want no elements of it. I'm out of here. I've had my own personal encounters that got me to that place. But on a daily basis, as I create this content for y'all, I just think to myself, some of these folks, they're beyond saving. There's nothing you can do for them. As a matter of fact, it was never your responsibility to do anything anyway. But the fact that this is what it's come to, and when y'all see it, you're going to see just how disturbing this is. I don't even think I can show the entire imagery of the video, but I will break it down. The sound is basically muted out. But I'll show y'all as much as I can. So I'm going to play it out at first as far as I can, and then I'm going to break down what actually happened here. All right, I'm going to stop it there. So y'all might be thinking what I was thinking. What the hell did that little girl say to the other little girl in order for her to pop off that way? What level of disgusting, verbal, racist sort of statement was made in order for that little black girl to have the response that she did? Unfortunately or fortunately, that's not what actually happened. This is a situation where one little girl tried to unconsensually touch the other girl, or her hair more specifically. So as y'all can see right there, this little girl's touching this little girl's hair. She doesn't want it. Now, some of y'all may be familiar with this, right? Because oftentimes this trope is connected to what black people experience. People always trying to touch our hair. People always trying to feel our hair. Yeah, so turns out that when you set a boundary for yourself and there's a no, then the sort of response and reaction that you're going to get from this culture is that right there. Look at that. That is nothing less than absolute hatred. And this is what this culture is pushing. Because I often speak of the degeneracy, the dysfunction, the violence, the 304 behavior, etc., that this so-called culture promotes and a so-called culture basically stands on. But something that I don't usually focus in on is the envy element. See, there's a deep level of a lack of self-worth that's taking place in the said mainstream black community. Right? There's so much insecurity. That's why you see what you see. That's why it's the lashes, it's the baby hairs, it's the straightened hair, it's the blonde hair, it's the BBL, it's the fake body, fake face, cake face. All of that is nothing more than an exemplification of insecurity. With the men, it's the multiple gold chains, it's the clothing you can't afford, the car you can't afford, the lifestyle that's a lie. You understand me? It's hyper aggression. It's fighting in every single situation because you don't feel that you can actually talk this thing out. You have your feelings hurt, but you can't actually confront that. And so you're ready to take somebody else's life. That's the culture. It's a culture of insecurity and inadequacy. And what I believe happened here is the same as the dude who actually posted this, is there's jealousy towards that. Because that's what's been constituted as quote unquote good hair, right? Becky with the good hair. This is Ling Ling with the good hair. But, she touches her hair, uncomfortable with it. And it don't matter. Like, she could have said any sort of word. What can you say to somebody that is the equivalent of them grabbing your hair, dragging you? Look, she drags her, dragging you by your hair, beating on you, stomping you out. All that other little girl's trying to do was just get the hell out of the clutches of that little demon right there. That's the only thing she was thinking about. And she couldn't. She was helpless in that situation. Now, I know there's not going to be any BLM saying, hey, you know what? That's not right. That's not fair. There's not going to be any NAACP coming out to say, our girls have to do better. We can't promote this sort of violence. There's not going to be these advocacy groups that come together and say, hey, this is wrong. When I started hearing this phenomenon of Asian hate, of course, it was advertised as white people are being racist to Asians, right? It's the easiest scapegoat. But what I started to realize was, wait a minute, a lot of these violent or, more aggressive incidences of race crimes, I guess you would say, were committed by black folk on Asian folk. That's what it looked like in real life when you heard of grandmas getting knocked out in the street or whatever it was, and you saw who the demographic, who the group of people were that were doing it. That's why I say we're done with these people. I'm done with whatever it is that raised that little girl. I don't want it near me. I feel so bad for this little girl over here. Her experience now is about to be one of, look what these people are and look what they did. And unfortunately for many of us who look like that little girl right there, who look like the one who's dragging her out, we say, I've had a lot of experiences with folks who look just like me. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm done with dealing with that element. There are trust issues. Some people get called self-hating, etc. I say, I don't hate myself, but I hate those elements. I definitely despise those elements. I wish these things didn't exist. And, for so long, I tried to attach myself, cling to it because of this superficial identity that I was told was supposed to be, core to who I am. But now I realize, no, this is the very thing that's been holding me back. It's the very thing that's been destroying me. And it will destroy everything around it. Again, what would lead to this? She's seeing that in a household. That's maybe a 13-year-old, 12-year-old girl. She's seeing that somewhere. Yes, there's the internet, etc. But I'm telling you, in order for you to proverbially pull the trigger on something like that, in order for you to be active like that and do that in real life, you got to be in a household full of wretched individuals. Shout out to homegirl who said in my comments, the word ratchet and wretched and how I said them kind of interchangeably and how she explained, basically the roots of wretchedness. This is wretchedness. It is. It's depraved. It's demonic at a certain level or a certain extent, right? They're given over to this kind of evil mindset, darkness in essence. I don't believe these kids are born like this. I believe that these beliefs are instilled. This imagery is instilled. And that's why I speak to it with the veracity and as prolifically as I do on a daily basis. Every single day, I'm going to speak truth into this damn issue. And the more it shows up, I will double down on it because I know good and well that if it's not shamed, if it's not brought into the light, it will continue to persist. People will just watch this and think, oh my God, that's terrible. That's terrible. And stand back. They call that the bystander effect. That's terrible. Look at that. Film it. Nah, if I can't be there in the real situation, I'm sure as hell going to say something here. This needs to stop. This needs to end. This is disgusting. And I can see, and this is the thing. Oh, but, it's unfair that people are viewing us this and that way as black people. So, no, you need to hold your own accountable. Stop calling the rest of us sellouts because we're trying to tell the damn truth about what's going on. We're trying to keep these people accountable. We're trying to shame the behavior like was before in times past, right? So nobody else can talk about you. The white people can't talk about you. Asian folks can't talk about you. Hispanic folks, nobody. Black folk can't talk about you. Nobody can tell you anything. You're so damn prideful. And that's the issue. To hell with that. I'm going to tell the truth every single time. I'm going to tell it exactly how it is. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. This is the problem. It's not racism. It's not white supremacy. It's not systems of injustice or inequity. It's not the fact that you don't have opportunity. It's the fact that you continue to promote this level of dysfunction. Your baddies club. I just did a review on some type of show. What was it? The Baddies Gone Wild. Baddies Gone Wild. Every single show that you see folks who look like us on it, people fighting, people pulling each other's hair off, people knock each other's teeth out. Are you serious? That's what we're doing here? That's what we're doing? I don't want to be any part of it. And I'm going to call it out for exactly what it is because I don't want my kids to be anywhere near that. I don't want them to be involved. I don't want them. I would rather go off in the outskirts of the middle of nowhere, be by myself, than to be around this right here. And there's so many other black folk who feel the exact same way, and they've done the exact same thing. And you call them a sellout. If you get called a sellout by somebody who acts like this, you've won in life. You have won. You are him, you are her. To hell with the baddie, to hell with the gangster, the thugged out dude, whatever it is. You got yourself a solid job. You got yourself a business that you got going on. You're raising up a family. You're taking care of the household. You're loving on your people. You're honest. You're trustworthy. You have integrity. You won in life. You're the winner. These people lost. They are lost. Therefore, they're already lost. And again, that's a little girl. She has a chance to become something else. But I'm telling y'all, that's a statistic. She's been fighting like that since she was a little girl. And the mamas will let her get away with it. The aunties let her get away with it. There's a lack of a fatherly presence, a loving fatherly presence who will show her that life is safe. You don't have to be this guerrilla warfare fighter out here. Man, that is insane. And I got to get through the comment section of this thing. I got to get through it because you're going to see exactly what this projects, what image is then manifest into the minds of the people. So let's see. Look at that. I am more birdifer than you. Yep, there we go. The jealousy one already at it. That was the one I seen. Look at this. What's going on at home making these girls into demons? Yeah, it's that's what they're exposed to. That's what's okay in their house. Poor Asian girl, she shouldn't have to deal with ghetto trash. Facts, it is ghetto trash. It's a ghetto trash culture. Is it them again, Yogi? It's always them, boo-boo. Damn, these black girls should be put to on the spot. I mean, that's quite extreme. I'm not going to say that. Animals belong in cages. I did like that because I believe that's the truth. Should have the girl animals. I'm telling y'all say these people so racist. Look how racist they are. They're seeing what they're seeing. They're calling it animalistic because look at it. Look at it. Tell me this isn't how a wild beast acts. Tell me that. The girl was walking away, wanting to mind her own business, and she gets pulled like that. And the mother, auntie, whoever it is that's raising this little girl is going to defend this sort of behavior, or is going to look to minimalize it. She's going to look to minimalize it. And if anything, she'll look to turn the tables. She called my daughter this. She deserved to do that. I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm not going with the cap. I'm not. I would have been that sellout who said OJ did it because he did it. I'm that guy. I don't care. I'm going to tell the truth regardless of how you feel about it. Yeah. I got nothing else for this one. I am utterly. I'm done with it. I'm done. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up. You know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises. You get to praising.